What happened while we were away brought to you by a target-rich environment for handcuffs. The Department of Justice is opening a federal grand jury investigation of former Obama administration officials who they say, officially allegedly, cooked up the Russiagate collusion scandal for President Trump's 2016 campaign. The major legal development opens the door for criminal charges against prominent cabinet members who served President Barack Obama, including former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former CIA Director John Brennan, and former FBI Director James Comey. The New York Post first reported that story. Meanwhile, in Texas,
being 85 ayes in 6 days, the motion prevails. The Sergeant-at-Arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused.
That's House Speaker of the Texas House, Dustin Burrows, announcing the approval of a motion to issue arrest warrants for Democrats who fled the state to block the GOP's redistricting plan. Texas Governor Greg Abbott added that these Democrats are delinquent in their duties, but stopped short of announcing their seats forfeited, as he threatened to do in recent days. As of this morning, it sounds like most Democrats still haven't returned to work. President Trump this morning gave a lengthy interview to CNBC and says the jobs numbers you've been seeing lately don't really tell the full story.
But if you look at the jobs report last week, it did show a 1.7 million drop-off of foreign-born workers from March to July. And
that's a great number, by the way. That's a great number. Because it means we're putting Americans to work.
Meanwhile, in Mexico City, here's Democrat Congresswoman Delia Ramirez speaking in Spanish. She's saying, quote, "I'm a proud Guatemalan before I'm an American." Learning Chinese today. Today's phrase is, "Only real Americans go to Mexico City to give a speech about how proud they are to be Guatemalan."
只有真正的美国人才会去墨西哥城发表演讲，他们作为危地马拉人感到多么自豪。
Congresswoman Ramirez put out a statement later clarifying that she can indeed speak English, but she's still proud to be from Guatemala. In New York City, Senator Elizabeth Warren says a quiet part out loud. They want to Zoran Mamdani the entire Democrat Party.
When someone stands up and says, I will lead this city by making it more affordable. And here are my plans, real plans, plans to deliver on childcare, plans to deliver on housing, plans to deliver. We're going to experiment. We're going to try things on groceries. That is the Democratic message.
The people are also the problem. Update. Here's Nebraska Congressman Mike Flood at a town hall yesterday.
If you are able to work and you are able-bodied, you have to work. If you choose not to work, you do not get free health care. You do not get free health care. Okay. So here's a question. Do you think that people who are 28 years old that can work and refuse to work should get free health care? I don't think that a majority of Nebraskans agree with you.
Ag Chief Brooke Rollins and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced yesterday SNAP welfare benefits will no longer be able to be used on sugary junk food. RFK Jr. says this probably should have been done a long time ago.
Spending $405 million a day on SNAP, and about 10% is going to sugary drinks. And between, and if you add candies to that, it's about 13 to 17%. And we all believe in free choice. We live in a democracy. People can make their own choice about what they're going to buy and what they're not going to buy. If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. But the U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it. And the U.S. taxpayer should not be paying to feed kids foods, the poorest kids in our country, with foods that are going to give them diabetes. And then my agency ends up through Medicaid and Medicare paying for those injuries.
And finally, Blaze TV's Alex Stein spotted an MSNBC camera crew at the Texas State House the other day, and Alex understood the assignment.
We just watched the speaker gavel out with a whole lot of anger, Kelly. Here's the state of play. Here's
MSNBC sucks.
Hey, how are you?
MSNBC sucks.
Can I talk to you for a second?
MSNBC sucks.
You can see.
Okay.
You can see the frustration.
Sometimes this happens, and we understand that that can happen. And while we love free speech, we're going to keep control here.
And that's what happened while we were away.